Hey there, everybody, or anybody. Um, I've got a bit of a demo today on decorating. And we're going to be using the tools created by um, friends Rob and Jody out of Toronto. They are, I'll make sure that I put up, hey Jen, how you doing? Um, and they're really spiffy decorating tools. Based off of finds in York, in England. And I'm a little bit, morning Jen, Happy New Year. I got two Jens on, that's cool. And so we're going to do decorations based off of those Viking finds in York. I am a little bit less than organized this morning. I need to feature on my site a set of drawings of pottery found in York so that you can see the sort of designs that we're going to be working on. If you can give me just one moment. I will feature the album on my page. Did everyone have fun last night? I was pretty much asleep by 9 o'clock. I watched Doctor Who, and that made for just a really pleasant New Year's Eve. Where is that? Oh, there they are. And the album is called Stamps from Anglo-Saxon Pottery. And I'm going to click this feature on profile. Featuring an album makes it public so everyone can visit your profile. Okay, and it'll be public. If we remember, and I'm catching up, I'm getting there. I'm having almost enough coffee. Here is what we threw yesterday. So a pretty good variety of shapes and forms. And let's see, how are we for... Oh, I shouldn't have moved anything. There we go. So we're going to try to work up in this space here. One of the things about pottery, especially thin pottery, small pottery like this, it's necessary to keep it covered so that it doesn't dry out too much while we're working on this decorating process. So, first thing we need to start off with, because this bottom is a little bit blurgy, is to smooth that out a bit. If this was a larger pot, we'd put it back on the wheel and do an activity called trimming. And at the end of what we do for a demo today, I'll be trimming the large pot that I threw yesterday. Uh-oh. Is anyone else seeing the feed stop? Kirsten told me the feed on her end was stopping. I don't show that it stopped. My guess is, unfortunately, it's Kirsten's internet. Okay, so we have this nice little pot. Thank you, John. And I know that's complicated because there's multiple Johns. But we've got a nice round little pot, a smooth bottom, and I'm going to start off with using my stamp on the bottom so that we can see that it's a Tostin's pot. Pardon me. Okay. So, with this one, we're going to start off with using one of the stamps to come up with a design just along the rim here. And these are the stamps that we have available. And if you take a look at that page that I shared, they're all from that find. And I think I'm going to start with this little guy here. Hard for me to get this into the right zone. And necessary to support the pot on the inside. And we could put in little stamp marks like that. And what I'm going to create here, boy, that looks more like a looks end up more like a Mayan sun design, but it's an attractive little design. So we support the inside. Turning the pot a little bit, turning the tool, and we're going to just put a number of these, and we could call them happy little designs. Oh, and Claire says no challenge, that's good. Hey Scott, I hope you're recovering well. I saw that Happy New Year, that Shelley was on as well. Happy New Year to you both. So we're going to go around and make some happy little sun designs, because what we really want is warmer, nicer weather. I can feel like Bob Ross by making happy designs. And now when Kirsten comes back on, morning Colleen, Happy New Year. And we're going to do a couple more of these. I'll do them quickly so we can get on to using another tool. This stuff really... Oh, morning, Chuck. Happy New Year. This whole idea of decorating causes me great amounts of anxiety, because I'm never sure what the appropriate amount of decoration is. Some people say you never have enough decoration. And we're working at a stage with a clay that's called leather hard. So it's hard enough to hold its form while we're doing this decorating. But not too hard so that the tools don't make an impression. And if you notice, the decorating part actually takes longer than the part of throwing it. And I'm wondering, I think that this side view probably makes sense for what we're doing. If it's not a good view, I got to get out to see you guys, Scott and Shelley. That would be very, very nice. And so we have some decoration all the way around. What will happen is, after we bisque this, I will rub some stain, which is a colorant, into that. The colorant will stay in the lower parts and I'll wash it off of the upper part. Got another good sized little pot. Let me grab. Oh. This is called a banding wheel. It's convenient if you want to draw lines that go parallel with each other. Morning, Rachel. So we have our nice little pot. We start on the bottom again. I'm going to clean it off a little bit. I really wish this wasn't reversed when it came out. I have to figure out that process. Side looks like it could go down a little bit. So, have all the Who fans started watching the new Doctor Who? I'm kind of excited about the new Doctor Who. I was a big Capaldi fan, but I think this new Doctor takes over really nice and seamlessly. So we're going to put the stamp on the bottom again. See, isn't he cute? And now, if you had the chance to take a look at that collection, that photo album, you see that there's a lot of the designs that have horizontal rows of incised lines with decorations in between them. Thank you, Kirsten. I think you're biased, though, too. Your mom did a beautiful, beautiful... Of course. Yes, thank you, Rachel. Bugger. So now I'm going to use this little tool. It's a rubber tool, so the tip of it bends a bit. And we're going to try to inscribe some horizontal lines and then place a stamp like between them. Okay. Now, I want to have it tall enough to fit some circle with lines in it. So I'm going to put one of those on each side to make sure that my next set of lines is down far enough. And we'll pick another one. Ooh, a little sunburst. I've got this sun thing going. Oh, Danielle, good morning. Are you still playing, what's the name of the game that I like? I haven't been playing it much lately. Douglas, your mind is in the wrong place. So we're going to set those to Minecraft. There we go. No, Minecraft. Douglas. All right, we're going to inscribe another line. And you want to make sure, yes, Minecraft. Oh, Danielle made incredible worlds. So, now we have the incised lines with our samples in there. Where are you? There you are. And we're going to go through and you want to keep the tool perpendicular. We have to remember these words from high school, to the pot. So that the designs are as consistent and even as possible. We give a little bit of a wiggle to make sure that those marks go in. And remember, as we create pots, we're going to see all of the mistakes that are there. Other people really won't ever see them. So we got that first line of designs going around. This has got to be about as exciting as watching paint dry. Ah. Oh, it's your birthday, Rachel? Happy birthday. What a great thing. I love birthdays. Now, a thing that, there we go. We got the plug for Siller Horde. One of the things you can do with a design like this is if you rotate it a little bit of a turn each time, it would look like the wheels were going around the pot. Unfortunately, I didn't start that. Well, here, let's do an example. So it's kind of making, oh, it's Danielle's birthday, not your, oh, cool, cool, cool. How old are you, Danielle? If you can imagine this, 9. Oh my God, what a great age. So what we have then is we have our different stamps with horizontal lines. Very exciting. Oh. I'm not sure I'd like this camera angle. I'll try a little bit of a different one. Ah, wow. No dropping the camera. That would be bad. I'm still not in the frame. Not that you need to see me because I'm not important on this. But I want to make sure that it's at a better angle so that you can see what we're doing. Now, I wonder if I have a wetter one. Oh, this one is. This is good. So, if you notice on some of these pots, in the example, they have places where they're kind of pushed out from the inside. They have a raised area that looks like a finger was, you know, just sort of stretched that clay. And so let's start off by doing that with this one. And after we get it flattened out on the bottom. Stamped. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my fingers, put it inside the pot. And I don't know if you can see that. But I'm going to stretch out the clay on four sides. Julie, what are you doing watching? You're in Peru. You should be like off doing cool Peru stuff. Where are you at in Peru? Morning, Cal. Oh. Bye, Rachel. Bye, Danielle. Enjoy the morning. Happy, Merry New Year. Happy New Year. So now, our pot, instead of being round, has these sort of bump ups. And again, on these examples, we see that they've gone in. Where's mine? There we go. And highlighted the fact that these are bump outs. So we're going to outline that lozenge shape. With that rubber marking tool. And yeah, this does leave, in Cusco, the belly button of the universe. I don't remember much Quechua, but I remember that Cusco means the belly button. We will have these little blurbles of clay. But as this dries and before it goes into being bisque is the first firing, we'll clean those up. So, we've highlighted our little bump outs. And our goal is still to maintain a round that we can put a cork in. Now we can add some decoration in between here. How about something like a couple of X's. In the center of each one of the oval bump outs, Chuck is asking if you have another date scheduled for painting of newcomer mugs. Yes, I do. I think I will post that. But yes, there is a date. We're going to put a little square inside of each of these bump outs. And if you could help me, I have no idea really how this decorating thing is supposed to go. So we got a little square in there. When is enough enough? I have no idea. And then we got 3 little rounds. And we all know that these tools from Cellar Horde are made from raccoon penis bones. So we got that sort of design with crosses and circles. It seems to me like these want something else. I wish I had some idea. How about if we add a couple of dots like this? And this is for a Viking sort of pot, so more is just the only way to go. And there we go. Lots of little designs. Yes, trash pandas do contribute something to the universe. Kind of like those little bump outs. Let's see if we got another one to do something like that with. And this one, instead of the lozenge shapes, we're going to try to go for just a straight push out of a round finger shape. So what I'm doing is just pushing up from the inside, trying not to ruin the face of the clay too much. Push up from the inside. And my goal is to have 8 of these little finger push-outs. And it's also necessary to leave it as, thick enough so that you have some clay to work with in doing these push-outs. If the clay was too thin, it would just crack and break. And what we're watching here is my, reasonably first attempts. Oh yeah, go have breakfast. They'll have great things. Oh, I loved Peruvian coffee. So, I don't know if we can see that we have little bumps going around the sides. Those are kind of fun. What can we do with these? Oh, I didn't clean off the bottom. You people aren't tracking on what I'm doing here. Well, I really enjoy the throwing process much, much more. I love that water. Now, let's put a little flower power on each one of these. Oh, actually, every other one of these. Cute little flowery cutout thing. Yes, I know, I need decorating minions. And this one is just a triangle shape. I don't know if it's focused well on that or not. So we have little arrows and flowers. Still seems to me like there should be something up here. See, and these are just beautiful. Look at all that detail work on these. Good morning, Happy New Year. Up. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to put in a little rainbow above each of the flowers. Oh, I don't know. Should I continue the rainbow down? Yes, I should. Okay. So it sort of looks like it's a continuous design above and below, and there's continuity. This stresses me out. This is just way too stressful. Those roving bands of decorators. Morning, Rob. Yes, see, we're using these great things from Cellar Horde. Robert Harding there. Brilliant artist. Brilliant artist. So we have decoration going above and below. Morning, Janya. And little decorations on the bump outs. I just need to have my itinerant Canadian decorators here. Because she enjoys this. She enjoys this a lot. Alright. Again, cleaning off the bottom. I don't know why I do this live. Because it's not my favorite thing. It's just not my favorite thing. And also, one kind of challenge is that I'm taking decorative styles from larger pots and applying them to smaller pots. But we get the idea. So was it a Happy New Year, Rob? What else should we try? Okay. We have a number of examples where we create a swoop from the top with some kind of with the chevron design in it and some other things. So let's give that a try. We got a swoop, a swoop, swoop, swoop. Okay, so we have our swoops. And remember, we're going to clean off these little burrs, these little fuzzy areas before it goes into the kiln. And they'll clean up nicely with just the brush of like a green Brillo pad, and those burrs will go away. You know, it's a morning where there should be something in my coffee. I did not plan ahead for that. Where's, oh. So now I'm going to use, see, these tools are dual-ended. We got the triangle there, and we have a long, nice, sharp line there. So now I'm going to use that sharp line to create the chevron. And I'm sure the term chevron is entirely a great Viking word, not French at all. Alright, so now we have a swoop with a chevron. Actually, beginning to look like it could be somebody's arms. And then we'll use the Honda logo. No, it's not a Honda logo. It's a design from those pots. So in chief, we're gonna put the Honda logo. There we go. We got in the chief. And how about? Oh, see, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? The handle on this is beautiful. And we're going to put the little cross inside the chevron. There we go. Decorating. Oh, I forgot to put the stamp on again. And so, what we have for a process here in general is we have to throw the pot. We then decorate the pot. The pot will go into a fire ring called a bisque, which bakes the clay up to a fairly low temperature, only about 1950 degrees. And then applying some sort of, thank you, Kirsten, I will get registered today. It's time for Golf Wars registration. And so we bake the pot 1950 degrees. Then we'll apply some glaze, at least on the inside, and some of the stain on the outside, maybe glazing on the outside as well. It gets fired for the second time, and then it's a pot. So we have all of those times when actually pots can fail. Oh, here's some of the shot glasses from yesterday with just a nice little bit of, yep, I remember Camping Southern Consortium. Nice little shot glass, but the bottom needs to be cleaned up. A couple of goals with cleaning up the bottoms of these. One, we don't want to leave any sharp bits. Oh, this glaze firing will be at 2350 degrees. It's called a cone 10 firing. And it's also going to be in a gas kiln the second time. So it's going through a reduction firing. And it goes through an oxidation environment, an electric kiln, for the bisque firing. And the bisque firing is super easy. You just go in, push a couple of buttons, and let it go. The gas firing actually requires paying attention and watching it. I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe one more pot, because I don't know that this, it's not my favorite version, topping. So I want to also bring you over and show you how I will trim this big bowl from yesterday. And then we can get on with our days. I would be really happy if these little ones with the designs on them actually went through a soda firing. That's where we put baking soda compound into the kiln when it reaches, that 2350 degrees. And makes a beautiful brown pot. All right. Now, one last piece. We're going to decorate. Then we're going to trim. And then it's on for the New Year's Day. Ooh, how many people are going to watch Doctor Who tonight? The New Year's special, because they didn't do a Christmas special. I think it's going to be interesting. Our friends the Daleks are back. Theory says that there was Dalek DNA buried somewhere, probably in England, since the 900s. And there was some hint that there might be previous doctors showing up inside of this episode as well. I have no idea. All right, cleaned up the bottom. Let's put on some horizontal lines at the rim. These tools work beautifully. See, we have a nice set of 3 horizontal lines. We're also going to do that at the foot. There we go. And let's create a pyramid of dots. Oh, gotta make sure that finger's on the inside. Don't want to go all the way through the pot. See? Whoa, nice little pyramid of dots. And we'll put the pyramid of dots on 4 sides. Call this one good. And Rob, if you're still on, please say good morning to everybody at the house. Looks like it was a beautiful evening last night. And there we go. We've got nice little collection of dots. All right. It's good to be able to get up and move around a bit. And my intention was to have some music going this morning as well. But I remembered that I actually need to get permission from artists to have their music going in the background. And so I'm going to talk with our friend Heather to see if it's okay if while I'm doing my podcasts to have some of her music going on in the background. Woohoo. So, I don't know that I've had this tool available the last time we did some trimming. It's really very cool. It's called a Giffen Grip. It holds the plate or holds the item in place. It's a bit pricey, but if you notice, oh, sorry about that noise, the arms go in, allowing for like any size pot to be held in place. Douglas, can't do two things at once. So, we threw this dinner plate yesterday, or dinner plate. I did dinner plates before this morning. This serving bowl. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the sides and cut in a foot. This is about 8 pounds of clay. Uh-oh. This is too big for the Giffen Grip. So, we're going to pop that off. I feel much more comfortable with the Giffen Grip doing the trimming. So what I'm going to do here is I need to make sure that the pot is centered. And this is not. It should stay in touch with my finger all the time, which it is not doing. Okay. That seems good. All right, so we're going to be taking some clay off of the side. Oh, actually, it'd be more interesting to be over here on this side. So we're going to be taking clay off the outside of the vessel here and constructing a foot that looks attractive here. I'm going to start up at the top, and I go in a little bit from the edge because that edge is not always perfectly centered with the universe. And we've gotten rid of that excess clay. Now we're going to define that foot by cutting in horizontally. This is a little bit wet. We may not do all of the trimming today. And now we're going to just take some of this clay off the outside. Because every pot has a bit of excess clay. And so what we're trying to do is bring the weight down a little bit and give the shape a good consistent feel on the outside. You know your clay's in the right place for trimming when you get long ribbons of clay like this. Oh, that's nice. Now, various potters will have techniques to figure out how thick the pot is and how thick they want it to be. I'm a little bit more cavalier than that. I know that I should be more careful. Okay, now we're going to create a little rounded edge here. We want to have a place, we want the inside and outside curves to match. So we're hoping that's what the inside curve looks like. Now we're going to establish that foot ring, because there's excess weight down here. There's excess clay. And when people are washing dishes, they should have something to look at the bottom and go, oh, this is finished off nicely. Mugs don't get a foot ring. That's just doesn't make sense. And this is part of a dinner set that I'm finishing up. This is a little bit damp up here. Because we don't want to misform the inside of the bowl either. All right. I'm going to have to smooth this out a bit with our metal grip. We all have various little toolkits. This is my trimming and handle toolkit. Give it a little bit of water. And what I'm doing is compressing the exterior so it has a consistent surface for when it's glazed. And the glaze won't look and feel different in different areas. I'm getting rid of those lines that were left by the trimming tool. And I've probably taken, at least a half, if not a 3/4 of a pound off of the weight of this bowl. Also, this is the same tool that I use on the inside to finish it off, so that the feel and look will be the same inside and out. Clean up the bottom a little bit. Giving this foot a little bit of a softer feel. It has a little bit more, it has more lines than what I would like. See, there we go. They're nice and gone now. We're taking the sponge to them. And we've got our little stamp. And we have a very nice serving bowl. No, that's part of the cavalier nature of my existence. I did not use anything to hold this in place. Oftentimes people will use some dry clay or damp clay at the rim to hold the bowl so it doesn't move around. If it's a large enough item, it shouldn't be necessary. Also a good idea to have a foam bat on the bottom to protect the rim. But no, I didn't use anything to hold this in place. Remember, search out Cellar Hoard on Facebook or at various SCA events in Eldemire, and I will hopefully be carrying more of their pottery tools as time goes by at Tostin's Pots. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and we will talk to you later. Happy New Year.